Welcome to Just Koryzma, episode 48. I'm your host, Brandon Koryzma, and joining me today is Brandon Tolley.
Pleasure to meet everyone.
How you doing, man?
Excellent.
Excellent. That's good, man. So Brandon, he's like kind of like a jack of all trades. Like this guy, he's like paintballs, he snowboards, he does martial arts, and he's a dance. He knows dance and he teaches it. It's kind of just crazy. So I guess we'll kind of just get into it. You snowboard, so tell me about snowboarding. How did you get into that? Like you said, you recently kind of got into it.
Yeah, it's kind of new. So I went once when I was a kid, or like I was like 13 or whatever. But my cousin, he went up. He went up for the first time in years, I think. You see me?
Yep. Yeah, you're good.
Years, and he was like, he fell in love. My cousin did, and he was just like, dude, we gotta go. And I was like, yeah, dude, I love snowboarding. You know, I'd gone once or twice the year prior. And we both went up there, and we just sat. We sat up at the top of the mountain. We just like looked out. We're like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Like we're gonna be doing this. And so like it was only last year we like heavily got into it.
Okay.
Like before last year, I'd gone maybe 3 times in my life.
Okay. Yeah.
But since last year, I've probably gone nearly 100.
Oh, wow.
100 mountain trips. Like I went heavy, like sleeping in my car up at the mountain just to get extra days riding. Like
wow.
Like yeah, and I have drive a small Micra, Nissan Micra, like little tiny car. Fold all the seats down, pocket full of match, stick like blankets this thick.
Just so you don't
just,
like
bundled up, like and trying to stay dry too, like inside the car, like it's like you full day of riding, right?
So you're just soaked.
You're soaked. You're all that. It's cold out. It's dark, and you're like trying to like, all right, time to get into the car. He's a Jeep Patriot or Chariot or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got room for days.
He's got luxury, right?
He's got a roof rack up there, stuff. I'm like huddled in my car. I got like everything like huddled in the front seat, and I'm huddled in the back. But I leave my car cranked on heat for a long time. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but when it's like.
But when it's cold, then you gotta stay.
You don't care.
No, you gotta stay warm, right?
Stay warm. Yeah, so that was fun. Fell in love going up to Mount Cain. That's a magical place.
Okay.
It's a very small mountain. It's
okay.
like it's not Whistler. Washington is where everyone goes. It's like packed. It's busy all the time.
Yeah.
Mount Cain's like this very, very local. Like everyone knows each other on a first name basis type.
Oh, okay, cool.
Super small.
So it's
like
way better.
Oh yeah, way nicer. They have a T-bar lift.
Yeah.
But the place is just like awesome.
Okay.
You can see for miles. Like it's Mount Cain and Mount Abel's right beside it. Like. No, I go up there for my birthday because it's just sick. Okay,
so then you do now you just ride down the mountains, or are you doing tricks as well? Like
we're trying to do tricks.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I'm any good because I just started last year. I think I hit my first 360.
Nice.
At the end of last year, like my last 2 days up there. I landed that, which was huge. I ate it so many times.
Oh, of course, right?
We record the whole thing. You got to see the bloopers reel. Like, I've got tomahawks in there, scorpions, face plants, like, just eating it down the mountain.
Yeah.
But, no, we got it. I got the 3. He got the 3s.
Nice.
This year we're going to go for a backflip. We're going in a nice backflip.
All right.
I don't want to get super crazy in snowboarding. I just want to be able to
enjoy yourself?
Enjoy it and it be smooth. I don't want it to be hard to land a 360. I'm not going to try and go for them 720 corkscrew, triple flip,
totally
nonsense Red Bull stuff. But I would like to be able to do like a huge 360. Like slow rotating 360 on a huge XL feature, or like just off a huge lip somewhere in the mountain, and just like the video, like, cause I like recording. That's like a huge part of the whole snowboarding. It's like the great footage you get from it.
Totally.
And I'd love to just get that slow motion rotation without editing, like it's just a slow motion rotation, like where you see the whole mountain front and back.
Oh, that I can like picture it now,
dude. Beautiful shot. Like you need all the angles, because we got drone footage. We get the drones to follow us down the mountain. We've got selfie sticks, head cams.
I was gonna ask about that. Like, so like, do you find it pretty like you? So like, what are you using to record then? Because I mean, obviously, if you're falling a lot, you must be not worried about breaking the cameras or anything.
We got protective cases on them. That is definitely for sure. I got a big thick case on mine.
Smart, very smart.
Recording was a whole nother issue, like trying to figure out how to get like what angles to use, like where to place the cameras, like even the head mounts, like too up, too down. Like,
you don't see anything.
Like it's like, so we're watching lots of videos to try and like what are the pros using to get these best shots,
Definitely.
So like that was a struggle. Like following someone on a snowboard is actually, I didn't think was going to be difficult, but like trying like you're ripping through the trees and you're you're trying not to die.
Yeah.
But you do a tree, but you're also trying to hook your homie up. Make sure you get a good shot of him, because like there's nothing worse than it's like, dude, that was the craziest trick. I'm like,
yeah.
Felt that. Like
Literally,
I totally missed it. Just like it'd be like you're on him and then like doop, did the trick. Whoops.
Yeah, like totally, right? Like it would just be brutal. Like just to. It's like it's always like when I find like when I'm vlogging, I turn the camera off and then something hilarious happens and I'm like,
Always.
are you serious? Like this, of course it happens now. And then it's just, but it's like whatever. Like,
I'm thinking of just like leaving things on 24. Like if I'm going on a trip, I'm thinking about just having one set up to always be on.
man, you have to be there for the battery rotation though.
Oh, we got batteries for days. We got batteries for days, man. We got packs and charger packs.
Okay.
Because yeah, you can only get like an hour or two out of like one. I think if it's on constantly.
Yeah, I think so.
And when you're up there for hours and hours,
the cold definitely would affect it, wouldn't it?
I think it does.
Yeah.
I just know we have a bunch of batteries.
Perfect. So yeah, who cares?
Try not to worry. We don't worry about that. The drones, we got a few batteries. We got about 5 batteries for the drones.
So then, like, when you're doing, like, drone shots, is there someone kind of just, like, standing somewhere and following him with said drone? Or
so I run the Phantom 3.
Okay.
I don't have it modded quite yet to do the auto follow.
Yeah.
So when we're using that one, I have to fly it, and I fly it to follow.
Okay.
But he runs the Mavic Pro, I think it's called. But it's got a pretty good built-in auto follow.
Okay.
So we just send it up 100 feet or whatever, 50 feet, and it just follows us down the mountain.
So how does it know to like follow you guys?
It's got targeting software. It's got like algorithm for it that it like you highlight you on, because we got it on our phone screens, and you highlight like this is the target we want to follow.
Okay.
And it does a bunch of things. It makes a bunch of sounds, and then we send it up, and it'll hover at whatever point. You can program it for like routes if you want.
Okay.
Like if you know you're gonna go, you're turning here, and here. You can program it to sit at 25 feet, looking this direction for this amount of distance. To go back up, switch around, pan, and you can program it to do that.
Oh, man. That's got to be like, that would be so. I mean, it'd be cool, but it'd be so tedious.
No idea how to do that.
Well,
not even a clue.
How often are you like, I gotta hit this route and then like get back up the mountain super fast, hit it again?
Like yeah, and like most of these routes we're taking, like the routes we're taking right now, it's kind of just like we want to hit that spot. However, we get there.
Pretty much, right?
Right. Like we're not doing anything super crazy. Like I know when you're doing like peak drops, you plan your route out for hours.
Yeah.
Knowing exactly where you're going up, because it's very dangerous, obviously. So you're planning like, hey, I'm hitting this. I know I can hit this safely, blah, blah, blah. And you stare at the route for hours and hours. But when you're just up at like Whistler or Washington or whatever,
where it's just more super casual.
Where you're casual, we're not doing, like I said, we're kind of new to it.
Yeah,
like we got balls sometimes. Some stuff I think going on. We say that, and then you watch another guy on YouTube, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he just makes it like look so easy.
Yeah,
you're like, why can't I do that?
He just dropped like 50 feet, man, and did 2 backflips.
Like that's, and like then you would go to do it, and you're like,
I know you stand over something. It's funny, the jump always looks bigger when you're on top of it.
100%.
Like we'll look at something on the way up the lift, or like just like as we pass, like, oh, we're gonna hit that. And we're ripping up to it, and we just like power stop.
Yeah,
like just
whoosh, nope.
Look over. You sure about this, man? Like, you sure we go do this? I don't want to die.
Yeah, like, I wanted to go home without a broken leg today. Like,
yeah. My buddy, he actually broke his back last season.
Really?
Yeah, it really bad, but the best case scenario for a broken back. Like he's already. Within the season, he was able to ride again.
Oh wow!
Nothing crazy. Like
it was just more like.
And it was. The doctor was like, maybe don't ride, but you can. Like the doctor gave him like the okay to ride. So we got a couple runs and just cruising, no jumping, no.
Yeah, like just like a nice.
Just
speed.
a nice green run speed going down the mountain, nothing crazy. But yeah, no, he straight up broke his back. Like
that was
terrifying. Rough. He still feels it. Off something really dumb too, like something he'd done 12 times that day.
Yeah, and it was just like he just hit it wrong.
He hit it wrong and landed bad and just smack dab right on the mountain by himself too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was rough. But he's riding. He's passionate.
Like, I mean, that's how you know you're driven, right? When when life literally kicks you down, it's like, yeah, nice try, and then you're
he's like literally like sitting there with a broken back, like I need to be back there. I need to be back there.
Yeah.
Like, as he's like wincing in pain, wanting to go back and do what broke his back.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah, so that's super fun, but all the editing for that is ridiculous too.
Yeah, like the B-rolls or like just making sure that like I guess everything kind of flows.
Transitions, flows, music, like picking the right tracks, what you're doing. It's a lot of work, big learning experience.
Yeah, it's cool to learn though. Like I like it, and then but it's like then you do it, and then you're like, then there's like there's days where I'm editing, and then like the slightest thing distracts me. I'm like, oh, nice, and I'm like,
was that a bee buzzing?
Yeah, like, and I'm like, no, you have to
focus.
That's right.
Slap.
Pretty much, man. Okay, so then, like around snowboarding, dirt, like when you're not snowboarding, you like to paintball.
Yes, that is the goal. Right now, we are not so much this summer trying to save up for next snowboarding season. I'm getting fully equipped. I was riding with a board like 30 inches too small for me.
Oh wow!
Like, up to my chest, it's supposed to be like here to here, kind of on you, and it was It was a kid size board, but I didn't know anything else. I got it for free from some sports ski and swap they had. They're like, you want this for free? I said sure. Using a friend's bindings, using a friend's boots, you know.
Yeah, like you're just kind of putting it all together.
Putting it all just. I'm surprised I did anything at all on that. Like, to be honest, like the bindings were old, boots were like 6 seasons, should have been in the garbage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so many issues I had, like getting drudged down in like slush or snow, like totally coming to a dead stop on this board, like dead stop, like my foot overhung from it, like dragging, like I'm trying to go off jumps on this too, like, and I'm thinking like not even a problem because it's all I knew.
Yeah, because you're like you don't know any better.
I don't know any better. So like, my cousin was the one. He's like, dude, you need to like get some real crap going on here because all your problems that's why. like all your issues. Like okay. So I'm getting set up this year, so maybe a little less paintball. Okay. Paintball's also quite pricey.
Yeah, like you were telling me, like the with the new bullets.
The first strike.
The first strike
like
bullets.
$1 a round almost.
Yeah, so and that's expensive, right?
Very expensive.
So then you're also saying like you film the paintball experience. So do you do kind of a similar?
Yes, similar outtake. What's really awesome about paintball, because a lot of people, or a lot of videos that we were watching, it's all very first person.
Okay.
Which is sick. There's really
of course.
Sick. Like some people are doing like the Call of Duty hit markers on when they get hits.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah. So like, and they add the sound effects from Call of Duty when they get the shot. Like doing really cool shots, but because we were always a pair, like a duo.
Yeah, you and your buddy.
We get a third person look.
Okay.
So you don't like you would see him making that run like a move. You could make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
Deal. So it's not all first person. So we dedicate, like I'd actually follow him if he's going to go on a run. I'd try and without getting shot.
Of course.
The whole time I'm in jeopardy too.
Pretty much.
You get the third, so you can swap between the third and first person view. Which was really cool.
Super awesome. So then you guys had each one had like whatever. Like
we each have a head cam. Sometimes we'd stick a gun cam. The gun cams aren't as efficient because a lot of times you got your gun pointed down. Like you should have your gun pointed up all the time, but let's get real.
Yeah, like you never know when like somebody just gonna jump out of the bush and you'll be like, oh no, this takes 3 seconds to get ready, right?
It's very hard to consciously. And plus, since we switched to pistols.
Yes.
You don't really want to stick.
Because I mean it's gonna basically block your iron sights and like or.
Yeah, it's no room.
No room. That's right.
Room.
Yeah.
So in the head mount's better. Like there's the little sessions fit inside the mask.
Ooh, cool.
Which is really sick, and it's a group we follow. They call it the Eye of the Assassin or something. Because it sits right in between the eyes, the little session. So it's like it's really because a lot of times the side mount you miss what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Up here it's just really high up, and people shoot your camera.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, there's someone right there, and then next thing you know, there's paint all over the camera.
Especially like if it's a big hunkin' like the GoPro 3 or something like that. It sticks up. It's bright and silver.
Totally, right?
Everyone can see it.
And then they're like, oh, there's Brandon. And then they're just like, start shooting at you.
Oh, yeah, and then they can pin a name to you. That's GoPro guy.
Yeah, exactly, right?
He thinks he's good. We're going to shoot him. You get a lot of that. If you come out with your own gear and you're recording, people think you got like an ego trip going on.
So then they just hunt you,
and there's a lot of people that's like, they'll hunt you. They feel super proud when they shoot you. They're just like, hey, I got you. You thought you were good. I'm like, no, man.
No,
I'm thousands of balls flying around. I'm going to get hit. I'm not like Arnold Schwarzenegger here, John Wick. Like,
Yeah, like literally, right? Like
just trying to make a cool video, have some
just
fun.
yeah, exactly. I'm just doing something for fun.
Like, why don't you get a camera, man? You're just jealous.
Literally. So what kind of drove you into paintball?
Paintball. What got me into paintball is we went camping. We would go camping, and our dads thought it'd be really fun to give us all crap little paintball guns and let us run in the woods while they shot us. They thought that was
fair enough.
They thought that was a real fun pastime while they were camping. Every morning they'd wake us up at like 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m. Literally come in our bed, wake up, time to go. I mean, really want to go. We're like camping. We've been up all night.
Like literally, like
we're like 5 to 8, or whatever age we were. It was very young and dragging us out of bed. We're like, oh, we don't even want to do this. Of course, they had unreal setups. They had fully automatic triggers. They had the intercom systems, expensive masks that didn't fog, like air tanks, just the works, right? And they gave us these little like renter crap guns, and like we're kids, and they wiped us. They wiped the floor with us.
Of course, right?
They're adults, we're like under 10 years old, just like so. Yeah, they thought. And I can imagine when I have kids one day, like
do
the exact same thing.
It's basically like an initiation, right?
Oh, it's like I go out camping, get a camping for you got some sons? Oh yeah, here you want to dress them up with some paintball gear and let them run in the woods and shoot our kids? Like yes, yes, let's shoot our kids. So that's what kind of got us into it.
Okay,
and that's half the reason why. Well, that's the reason why I have all this gear now is because I've been collecting.
Yeah,
piece by piece. I didn't just go blow $3,000 on all new stuff. I've literally been building it.
You pay attention to the swapping shops or like.
Oh yeah, deal hunting. I've made.
Yeah.
We were sponsored at one point, so like we got deals on equipment.
Oh sweet.
So like we'd go into some of the pawn stores down there, and they used to hook us up for really cheap. Sometimes they give us free gear or money.
Perfect.
Money towards like an event or something like that. So like that really helped out a lot.
Definitely, right?
Plus, I gave them so much money.
Well, I mean, to buy this equipment,
all that stuff. The mags are like $50 a mag, and you gotta have like 10 mags.
Especially if you're running with a pistol, right? Because you gotta have it like primed and ready. Because
you want to make sure it's gonna work.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because like, there's nothing worse than like having 2 magazines and then you use both and you're like 1, 2.
Oh yeah,
you don't got time, right? It's over.
Oh yeah, I got real good at like speed reloading. I had these little tubes that held the amount that the mag held.
Oh yeah.
So you just like pop it down. You can just pour it in there really quick. But still, sometimes there's no time for that.
No, you have time to drop it and reload.
Like it was a learning process switching to pistols, switching to mag fed. Because with the hopper, you got 200 shots and you got pods. You can shoot as you're refilling.
Yeah.
Right? Mag-Fed is not like that. It was a lot more realistic experiences for sure. Like, you gotta count mags, you gotta count your shots.
Literally.
I used to have a gun, I cut out a strip, customized, so you could see how many shots.
Oh, yeah.
That gun got stolen. That was
nice.
Sad. Christmas time, so I'm broken in my truck and stolen. I had a bunch of gifts hiding in there. And literally... just like jacked my paintball gun, took my guitar.
Man, that's brutal.
Oh yeah, it was. But I had to. I was going for dual pistols.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I thought that would be cool. But
akimbo, like
akimbo.
Yeah, dual like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say one of the guys we follow. His name's Kimbo Assassin.
Oh.
So I was like, wait, you know Kimbo? He's a person to me.
Fair enough. So then, like, why did you decide to switch to MagFed?
Realism.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was cool. I wanted to my dream was like close quarter combat. I wanted to do like SWAT style.
Yeah.
Building clearing.
Okay.
Type. Like I wanted to go into like a building setup for it where it's close quarter combat.
And like your targets would come out.
Yeah, 5-on-5, like SWAT team versus SWAT team.
That'd be cool.
CQC. That was kind of the goal.
Kind of like Rainbow Six Siege.
Exactly Rainbow Six Siege. Hard to find. They got one in Vancouver. Because I've been playing bush ball my whole life.
Yeah.
But I remember me and my buddy, we would like look up tactics, like how do SWAT clear buildings, how do the military clear buildings, how are the professionals with lives on their lines doing this stuff? Can we bring it over to paintball?
Totally.
And 100% is effective. Of course you can. But yeah, when we went over to the Vancouver field, that was fun. It was just like all of our training, like what we've been practicing, because there's no CQC fields here. They got they got a couple like 2x4s up that can replicate kind of a CQC field, but like they got one in Van where it's like 2-story buildings and it's all indoor.
That's hype.
And it was kid in the candy shop. Like
literally,
I just lit up. I don't even think I got shot that day. Like
you're just like so fired up.
Oh,
like,
I was so fired
boom.
up. Like as soon as that go bell went, like I was just literally just running circles around that whole place, just like
clearing
just clearing it out. Oh, it was a blast. I had to fight my buddy too. They split us up.
Oh yeah.
So that's fun. With seeing him on the field, it's like, ooh, like
it's always different when you see your friend like against you, right? Because then it's like it like ups the ante like that much.
Oh wait, and we're cousins.
Exactly, right?
So it's like even we got that brother rivalry going on still. We both know what each other are capable of. So like we play our best when we're fighting against each other.
100%, because like you don't want to be like next thing you know they're like, ha, I beat you that time, and then you'll never hear the end of it until you beat them, which. Like for like a kind of event like that, you don't know how often you're gonna get to do that. Right?
I want to be the one on top.
Exactly.
And plus, I'm not gonna make the mistake of underestimating him.
100%.
Because I know because he's phenomenal. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. Like of course I'm gonna say that, but he is a phenomenal player. Like absolutely phenomenal.
Totally.
So I need to be for all I know, he's not gonna go easy on me.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh, haha, Brandon, I'm just gonna take you out just for the fun of it. So I need to be on my A game. And he's thinking the exact same thing.
Definitely.
And so like we literally go 0 to 100 like as soon as we see each other. Like there was one of the best games we ever played. We were out in the bush, but like we ended up we were the last two on the field, and everyone's watching. And as soon as we saw each other, just pop, 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 pop. We're like full sprint through the woods, shooting at each other, diving behind like trees over stumps, like going way too extreme, like way too extreme. It's as if we were going to die.
Yeah,
that's how hard we were taking it. Even the guys watching were like, "Holy crap! Like what are they doing? Like they're going so hard, so insane." It scared them a little bit. It was a draw at the end of it, which was the coolest thing, that it was a draw at the end of it. But like what happened is I can't remember who was on which way, but someone jumped over a stump and turned around to shoot the other guy jumping over it.
No!
And so we both launched, like, it was either him or me came launching over the stump, shooting down on him as I was back shooting up at me, and we just lit each other up, and we're like, fucking shook hands after that. Like, I don't know who shot who first, like, couldn't even see it on the camera, like, most epic fight I've ever been in my life.
Oh my God.
Knocked head, like, we'd have both been dead in real life, like,
yeah.
It would have been a draw, both up in heaven, like, wow, good fight, like
literally, like, oh my gosh, like I can like picture that in my head, like the slow motion, like just like both bullets mutually leaving at the same time, and then just
getting lit up. Oh, we were using first strike too.
Oh my god,
they do sting a little bit more, but
I mean it makes sense because they're more like
they got a plastic tip, a plastic backing.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a light. You're not getting shot 50 times like a speedball gun. Like it's like one little sting, like
you're
dart.
like,
yeah, it's one shot as opposed to 50 shots.
And plus, you have the gear on too, so it's not like we're like, you know how we're in shorts and someone just walks up to us and shoots us in like
which
the leg.
I have had many times. Sometimes there's days that are too hot and you're lazy. You just want to get a quick one out there. Sometimes you regret it.
Literally, because you're like, you have these welts and then
inner thigh shots. Terrible neck shots. I had one back here. Guy, that shot me. I was in an argument with a teammate for that one, and I was like, they're gonna run up and kill me if I don't move. They're like, no, you have to stay there. And as I was arguing with him about them running up to kill me, they ran up, and from like this far away, like not even a foot away, shot me right in the soft spot behind the ear.
Oh my god!
And that was
yeah.
That was a stinger. Like you even flicked that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you put a little pressure, and you're like, that's uncomfortable. Like
I probably still have a welt or a scar there. Oh man, that was a bad one. I was so mad. This is your fault, man. My friend was like, if I had to move, this wouldn't have happened. But it is what it is.
It is. Yeah.
It's the game of paintball. You can't ever get mad about getting shot because you're going out there to get shot. Is literally what you're doing.
Like exactly. You're literally it's just team deathmatch. Like it's like
team death. You go if you're going out there to not get hit, you're an idiot or you're really, really, really good.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll go with the first one because I mean, like how often are like I'm sure like I've never seen you play, but I believe you're a good player. But I mean like even then your teammates distract you for that split second.
Oh, dude, I like to think I am really good, but I get shot all the time.
Yeah.
Like it just happens, and because it's a game, you do the dumb stuff. It's like I'm gonna run right into this and get as many people as I can before I get hit. Like, you do things like that. Like,
because you're like, oh, it's like when you're thinking like Call of Duty style. Like, I can do this.
Be a sacrifice. You gotta be the battering ram. You just go in there, 2 guns drawn, dot, going nuts, you get lit up, and then there you go.
Rushes in because like you get lit up by like 4 guys as they just like destroy you, and you're like, okay, like I've been hit, like stop.
Oh yeah, there's some battle because like if I play like the ninja style class, like the assassin, the guy hide like sneaking up, like I do a lot of close quarter shots. Like I'll be this far away from you, I'll either tag you out, or I'll depending on who you are. If you're a renter, I'll probably go for the tag out. Just to be...
Is that so? Tagging out is like when you just kick both
like you put your barrel to them, like you're out, buddy. Like, it's basically like a knife kill.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you don't have. The thing that's scary about that is you don't have to surrender to a tag.
So you can like legit just turn around.
You could. I know some people that have knocked your gun out of the way and shot you. It's kind of annoying because like you're given the benefit of the doubt. With renters, it can be scary because they're so scared. They're not used to playing a lot, so their adrenaline's going, and they'll just turn around and unload on you. So. But that's happened. Yeah, I remember I walked up on I don't even know how it happened, but I managed to sneak up behind their entire team. And I was just standing there, like not even trying to hide at this point because I was like in their base, standing there, and I was like, well, this is interesting. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was like, there's more guys here than I have bullets in my ramp clip. I was like, let's just go for it, you know? Took out as many guys as I could, and they all jumped so much. Like, they literally jumped like a cat, launched, turned around, and just, like, unloaded on them. Just pop, 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 pop. And like I said, I'm standing out in the open. It's not like they were hitting me. There was no doubt about that. They were all hitting me, and just, like, I had to have gotten nearly 200 shots in that moment, just like gah, 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 yelling at them like effing stop, like literally I am out. Like, oh yeah, they just like freaked out and just kept pulling the trigger.
So like
some of them had speedball guns too, so it was like head to toe. Like I definitely had to clean my gear after that, like head to toe covered in paint. I was upset, but I got it. I understood it the same. I was like, guys, like they severely apologized after, like, man, you just scared like everyone is over there. Like, how did you even get here? I was like, I don't even know, dude. Like, I'm going. I can't see out of my mask. I'm blind. Like,
that's awesome, man. So this will be part of the show called the motivational moment.
Okay.
So Brandon, how would you describe your passion in 5 words or less?
Constant growth of one's self. Was that?
Yeah, that's 5.
Was that 5?
Yeah, perfect.
Boom, that was it.
Okay, so why'd you choose those?
Because everything I do, I want to not be like the best at, but I'd be the best I can be at it.
Totally.
So whatever plateau, whatever bar it is, whether it be the snowboarding, the paintballing, the athletics, the martial arts, climbing, I want to get better. And I want to always be at my best, always be at 100%. My peak, hit my plateau, and then move past that. I've been doing that since I was a kid. Always like this weird drive, just like I want to go 110%.
Definitely, man. Like,
and that causes you to grow.
Yeah.
Like that's, you give it 100% every time. You're gonna constantly improving, and I don't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
You don't want to do something like hit your high score and then never be able to hit that high score again.
Yeah, like you definitely want to look at it and be like, okay, how am I going to beat that?
How am I going to be better? And it doesn't have to be like a best trick type thing, but even like the effort level you put out.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be able to not give my 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you never want to go into something and like, you can already tell when you don't like it, because if you go in and you're just like, all right, let's do this, and you're really obviously not giving 100%. Like, there's no energy, there's no nothing. Like,
there's no
heart.
No heart.
Yeah.
Like in weightlifting, I had a teacher. Phil. I think it's Phil Olson, maybe. He was an ex-Olympic gold medalist for javelin toss. He was a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Teacher at Woodlands.
Okay.
For gym and weight room. And I was lucky enough to have him in the weight. He ended up tearing a bunch of stuff in his arm or something like that. So he went to bodybuilding instead. And this guy, man, it was an absolute honor being trained by him, because like he was the type of guy like screaming in your face, you can do it.
That's awesome.
Like screaming screaming in your face, you got another one in you. You can give it. Your all. You got one more. And 10 more later, you're like, holy crap! I was done 10 reps ago.
Yeah.
I was done. And then he loved it. He lived for that. Like, that's what he wanted. He was pushing kids to their absolute limit and then some.
Yeah, totally.
I love that. And there was a handful of kids, because there's always, gym in high school.
Oh yeah, there's always those kids
sitting on their phone on the treadmill the whole time.
Yeah, there's the ones that just don't care.
Who don't care. But then there's the handful of kids that are actually there to be there. And he found those kids and he pushed them to their absolute limit. And that was huge for me. I took weightlifting a little too seriously.
You can never take it too seriously,
right? When I did chin-ups, I loved the chin-up bar calisthenics type.
Okay, yeah.
I did free weights. I never liked machines because I felt restricted. There's micro muscles in there for balance that are really
the accessory muscles?
really important for proper building. And I wanted applicable muscle.
Totally.
I didn't just want to look good. It wasn't about looking good.
It's about being strong.
Being strong. I want to be able to more easily pick up that heavy box, more easily push something off me if I'm stuck in a situation.
Totally.
I don't just want to have a big buff chest. That wasn't what it was about.
Yeah.
So when it came to chin-ups, I used to literally imagine a pit of alligators.
Oh yeah.
Underneath me, and I'd tell myself you're gonna die if you don't pull yourself up off this ledge. And that was the every rep until I died.
Yeah, until you finally fell off.
Until I finally fell off and died. That was every session, every rep, every session was to that extreme.
That's good though. I mean, you're pushing yourself past what you thought you were capable of, and then you're oh wow, and then now you have to push yourself past that, and you just keep going.
That's I was the little guy in there lifting weights. Probably I shouldn't have been able to with my muscle mass. He used to call it, he said it was your tendon strength. It wasn't your mass of the muscle.
Okay.
Because my muscle's this big.
It's
not about the muscle. It was 100% brain.
Yep.
Because you got guys lifting cars. You got 12-year-old kids lifting cars off of their dying parent.
Yeah.
That is a real thing. So obviously our bodies are capable of it, because there's a governor in the brain, which I did a lot of looking into, because I noticed there's a guy named Wim Hof.
Okay.
The Iceman.
Yeah.
He can sit in Atlantic ice temperatures or whatever and raise his core temperature. He gets warmer. He can sit in a bath full of ice and melt the ice around him because his core temperature is rising.
That's crazy.
They can inject enzymes into him,
and
he can with thought break down those enzymes and make them dissipate.
That's insane.
And I was okay, if these things are possible, and I looked up at I was what are the monks doing up in Tibet?
Totally.
For 90 years, sitting on their rocks, meditating. What are they doing? They're not just sitting there. They have to be doing...
There's got to be some sort of, goal.
There's got to be something they're achieving.
Yeah.
They're not just that, unmotivated to just sit up there. And, and you realize when you try and sit down and meditate for that long, how much, motivation and energy and just drive that takes to do that. So I looked into that, and weightlifting was one of the things that started that for me, because I want to see what are the body actually capable of.
Totally.
There's kids lifting cars up. There's guys that can just you can inject a disease into him and his body with thought. They'll just push it out and raise his core temperature. He froze his eyeballs underwater once. They froze because he was diving under an iceberg.
Okay.
Not an iceberg, but
a
lake ice sheet. And he was supposed to go down and go up at this hole, but he overshot it by nearly 100 meters and missed. And his retinas froze.
Oh my god!
And he was blind for 20 minutes. He couldn't, his eyeballs froze, and he managed to do that. I was okay, so there's these people doing this. You got monks that are beating their heads off concrete walls, and being totally okay. So what is this about? So, yeah, I looked into that, and it's these little governor in your brain that tells you to stop, always, And I was okay, let's push this governor. Let's push this governor.
Definitely.
How far can we take this? And how deep does that even go into the body? If I get a cut, can I heal it with my brain? My body's healing it.
Yeah.
My body is literally healing that cut. Can I control that? Maybe make it go a little bit faster.
Right.
Right. So I was trying to look into that, and that was extremely fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that must have been quite the rabbit hole to kind of just dive into.
You have no idea. I sacrificed the last 2 years of high school to it.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I stopped hanging out with people. I became kind of a loner, and I went off into my bedroom, got on YouTube, started looking up people like this, these Shaolin monks that are doing the most phenomenal stuff. This Wim Hof guy blew my mind.
Right.
and looking at like these chi energy workers, and I got into like that hippie chakra stuff, what they call it, but it's not.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not just like chakra. There are actual energy pools going through your body, you know, and like that is a real thing. It's measurable now.
Yeah.
People are measuring these things, and like when you got guys like Wim Hof saying, "Yeah, I'm working with my chakra," and he's able to do all these amazing feats, you got to give him
something, right?
He's now credited by the scientific community, because back 30 years ago, 40 years ago when he was doing this,
you probably get laughed
he was
at.
a laughing stock.
Yeah, totally, right?
And now tests are able to verify what he's doing, and so it's like giving a lot of that group more merit because of this guy, which is awesome.
That's cool.
So yeah, I went into that rabbit hole. I was meditating for sometimes 10 hours a day. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, this crazy amounts there.
Crazy amounts, but the place, like, but the thing about it, when you say 10 hours, like, I was doing, it was never 10, the most I did at once was about 6-7 hours at once.
Okay.
But it didn't feel like 6-7 hours. I'm telling you, like, I went into it, and what got me out of it was I heard a phone ring. My phone went off.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And to me, I thought I'd been in there for like 10-20 minutes.
It had been like hours.
But it had been hours just inside my body. Like, so what I was trying to do is I was trying to like have you ever get like the shivers, you know, like the shivers that go up through your body, like those tingles feeling?
Yeah.
I was trying to like manually control those.
Okay.
But inside, like I was trying to move energy through me, and I was like feeling it like hot pockets, because I wanted to get warmer.
Totally.
This Wim Hof guys, like you can sit in an ice bath and get hot. I was trying to do stuff like that. So I was trying to control, like I was lowering, like controlling my heart rate. I got really good at that, like dropping it right down to like 50 beats.
Nice.
Like manually, I'd sit there. So I was working with my heartbeat. I was moving these energies around, and like for hours, you know, in zero thought space, the silent mind, what they call Zen. You know, you're in real time thought. There's no because when you have a conscious thought, there's a delay to the action.
Right.
Because when you move, that's a subconscious movement, right? Because if you think you're going to move and then you move, like there's that delay. When you're in that Zen space, it is a zero time space. So you're not thinking, what you think about happens kind of deal.
Right. Okay.
It's because you've stepped into the observer's subconscious space, and so like you're doing these things. You're not aware of temperatures on the outside. You're not aware of like things going on. It was completely silent. And so you're completely in this space. Like I was completely inside my own body. I was hearing things that like just like feeling things going on. It was crazy. You know, I could feel the blood running through the veins if I wanted to.
Right.
Like I could totally isolate like sensations or feelings or movements or like little like things going on inside the lungs. You know, I could isolate that, or I could completely stop thinking about breathing and make that completely subconscious.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, but hours in, and then it was that phone call took me out, and I was like, whoa, that was a really good session, you know. And I picked up the phone. It was hours later, and I was like, whoa, like what just happened? That was my first real like heavy
Zen
moment, like, because I was lucky when it came to meditation. For me, I think I picked it up easier because my dad's a martial artist.
Oh yeah, yes,
That's where I picked it up from.
Makes sense. So like, what kind of martial arts before we go on?
A bunch of Chinese names, like Baji Chen.
Okay.
Like the Chinese names. I don't even know them. Like it was never really any official training.
Oh, okay.
At a dojo. It was mostly my father, because he was a master.
Yeah.
Studied in Asia for nearly 2 decades.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like, and he'd been training since he was like 6.
Yeah.
So he is that guy. But yeah, when I was a kid, he planted the seed in the idea of meditation to me.
Okay. Yep.
When I remember being 4 years old, him sitting me in the living room, having me do that, like a talk through meditation. He was talking my brain into a lower state,
okay,
a more calm state, like trying to teach me the concept of silent mind. Because if you've ever tried to not think,
you're gonna be thinking about not thinking.
You're thinking about nothing. And your brain races. You hear a buzz, all of a sudden, like, oh, buzzing, bees, flies, wasps, like everything shoots forward. It's like, but he planted that little seed really early. You know, I didn't know what it was back then. Like,
you kind of like, you probably heard it and you kind of just brush it off, and you're just like,
oh yeah,
doing
like
your thing,
Zen
right?
sound, like he literally, like, and from a young age, he used to say things to me like, pain is just a thought.
Right.
And of course, as a kid, you brush it
like
off,
literally
completely over your head. But the fact was, it was planting that little seed of things, and watching him grow up, like I saw him do things. It was like, whoa, weird. Like I remember once. I was a kid actually, and I had to get some blood work done or something. I was like 4 years old at the hospital, and I was tweaking out about it. Freaking out, mental breakdown, did not want to get a needle, it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, who does, right?
And this whole time, my dad's sitting there like the jackass he is. Old patient's the thought, and I'm like, shut the F up. Right now.
Like, you stop that.
You stop with your nonsense, now is not the time. Little did I know now was the perfect time.
You're like literally
the perfect time. This is what did it. This is what set it for me for the rest of my life, was this moment. He's sitting there talking this gibberish. I'm freaking out, getting dragged into the hospital over someone's shoulder. And he starts going off about Disneyland to me.
So you just start thinking about Disneyland?
Yeah, he's like, oh, Fran, you remember when this happened at Disneyland? When Noel did this and you did this? And I was like, oh yeah, like, that was crazy, yeah. And then I heard the doctor say, we're done.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what?
I was like, exactly. I was like, what? And it's done. He's patting it up, put the Band-Aid on, and he looks, he's like, I told you. And like that like full like a thud to the chest hit me. I was like, because like not only did it not hurt, like I didn't feel it at all.
Yeah, because you're so lost.
He had got me so into the world of Disneyland, like where my brain was. Like I didn't even know it had happened. Yeah. I wasn't even aware of being sat down in the chair and like getting my arms wiped. None of that was happening to me. All of a sudden it was just done. And I was like, what? Like, what? Mind blown, you know? I was 4 years old, 5 or whatever, and yeah, that kind of set, that was the real seed.
That was the real seed, because that started sparking questions for me.
Totally, man. I was like, what just happened? How did that happen? What does that mean? Blah, 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 blah. Of course, I didn't, like, give too much thought about it.
No.
Like I said, I'm a little kid, but that... Like I said, I'm nearly 25 now, and it's still, I remember it very vividly, like, it's stuck with me.
Yeah, like, it's, and then you actually, like, when you got old, you kind of really thought about it.
Oh, I really applied that. Other things I'd watch him do. I remember he got a splinter. We were renovating a house, and he got this wood chip shot up his thumbnail.
Yeah.
Man didn't flinch. He goes, well, that's funny. And he goes up, and he grabs a pair of fingernail clippers and cuts half his thumbnail off. Just without flint, without nothing. It makes you cringe just thinking about it.
Literally, like I'm
cringing. I saw you cringe.
Yeah.
He just cuts it off, pulls it out, and he goes back to work. And I was just like...
That just something, there's something wrong there.
There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
If I cut even a little too short, I'd freak out.
You're like, oh, like
that. It's sore for days.
Yeah.
He goes back to work, like, not even fazed by it, and never brought it up again. It wasn't anything to him. Because the pain is just a thought, and someone had been practicing it for 30 plus years at that point. So yeah, little things like that really... So when I got older, I was able to apply it in a multitude of different things. Like silent mind, it's a state, you know. At one point, it's something you try and achieve for a short amount of time.
Totally.
Like if you could get 6 seconds of silent mind in,
that's good.
That's very impressive. Like there's a handful of people in the world that can even do that. Like that even know to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's what those monks are doing up there. They live in that state.
Totally.
That's why they always talk in that weird metaphor, you know, and they're not thinking about anything. It's just like words just come out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this, and it just happens to make sense because it's coming from that subconscious space.
Definitely.
Because your subconscious is very intelligent. It's able to calculate billions of things in a microsecond.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it knows that this needs to pump here at this time, and this needs to move here at this time, all in synchronous order.
Literally,
like your brain is very, very... We don't have supercomputers that can compute as much as our organic brain can at this moment. Like
pretty much.
Like they're trying to invent quantum computers to keep up with it. We think the computers are smarter, but it's because we live in our conscious mind.
Yeah, like we only know we only think they're smarter because we only know as much as we know, right? Like we don't think about anything that like beyond that sense because we're just like.
Well, who's taught to? Anyways, were you ever taught that you could think from a subconscious space? Were you taught that your heart has neurons in it that has its own thought process? That way, that's the reason why thinking from the heart is a legitimate term.
Right, yeah.
Because your heart has neurons that fire the same as the brain.
Yeah, and they communicate, right?
Like, there is literally a heart space to think within, but no kid is taught to shut their brain off and just chill.
And just like, yeah, they sit there and like literally like where not a thought goes by, not even the thought of thinking but not thinking.
Yeah, like just to watch. Like you can one of the things to start is you sit in like the observer's chair and you watch the thoughts go by.
Yeah.
You have them, but you don't ponder them. You just let it go by, let it go by, let it go by, and they'll start to slow down, you know? What I used to do is I used to picture like a big chalkboard.
Yep.
And I'd throw my thoughts on the chalkboard.
Okay.
That was my meditative state. Whatever thought I'd have would pop up, then I'd just have an eraser, erase it away instantly, whatever that was.
Okay.
Whatever that was.
Yeah.
My only thoughts was the eraser, and because like going straight to silent mind is damn near impossible. Right?
Yeah, like
you got to start with let's isolate it to less things to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's only focus on the chalkboard and the eraser and color the white chalk, like just that, and then whatever pops up, erase, 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 and you'll find yourself eventually you got less to erase off. You can relax, you know, it's not a constant like dust flying. Like literally in my brain I'd see dust, chalk dust flying
like just
everywhere.
Like the
classic that, and then eventually it just was like clean motions. It went to a blackboard, so it was like a clean wipe, you know.
Totally.
So I stopped thinking about the dust, and then eventually I didn't even have the chalk brush. I could just push it off my thoughts, you know, and like you'd visualize this, and eventually like it would just be a thought floating in blackness that I would just wisp it away.
Definitely.
And then you get into that. That's when I did that fat session. Like,
okay.
I remember I remember knocking that last thought off. And I was just like, whoa, all right, now it's time to work, you know, like.
Definitely.
But like, it's not, you don't think that, you do it. You know, that was the goal. You had to set an intention before you go into it.
Totally. You
set that intention, and it's like, once you hit that state, you're not thinking about the next step, you just are going to do it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's a crazy rabbit hole that goes on for years. Like I said, I sacrificed a lot of social life to discover, because it blew my mind. Like
totally right. Well, when you find something you like have a drive for, you want to learn about it, right? You want to do it. So I mean, like, and like it, like literally, it's like you just like from this conversation, I've already learned so much. Like I can literally like now I can go upstairs and like, you know, have a little bit more of a conversation with somebody who does know what it means, even though like, you know, or maybe I'll go look up some terms later and like check it out, right? Like it's still like it's enough of a drive that you're like, okay, this is kind of what I want to learn about right now, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Well, yeah, and you'll find too, like that's really cool.
Yeah, my buddy painted it.
How much these things are like when you get into a certain topic like this, how much is connected to other topics. Like I got fascinated with sound, you know, like cymatic frequencies, sound and thoughts, because it was connected to thoughts, your thoughtscape.
Right.
Because thoughts are just vibrations.
Totally.
Electrical vibrations, and I wanted to find out what vibrations are, because that's what's controlling our whole body, these little vibrations, and it took me over to geometry. I found out that sound has shapes.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if on your Instagram feed, on mine, it's quite trending. That's because of the pages I follow. These cymatic frequencies, you can put, like you could take this table, pour salt all over it, or sand, or dirt. Dirt. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. You pour it all over it, and you can vibrate. If you put a speaker under the table, or
you'll watch it like bounce.
Yeah, and you vibrate it, you'll find these sands make patterns. It'll make like a completely inanimate object will move into very specific patterns. Okay. Geometrically perfect patterns that are flowing, they're moving, some are stationary, they change, and each of the picture changes with what frequency you play at.
Okay.
So some of the low tones, they start with just a bass, they'll be like, it'll move into a circle with a dot in the center with a couple lines on the outside, and as you raise the vibration, it just
shifts.
It just shifts and makes all these crazy shapes. And what's crazy about these shapes is that you find them in nature. You find them in our body. You see them in our cells. And you're like, wait, what? This sound is making order from chaos. Like it's literally completely inanimate object that has no thoughts, feelings, motor, control, nothing. It's just a piece of sand, dirt.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's flowing in this absolutely perfect geometrical pattern. By its what is going on here? Yeah. You know? And I was like, okay, and that's a 2-dimensional depiction of that image. When you play that sound, it's in a 3-dimensional scape.
Definitely.
We're only visualizing it 2-dimensionally. So when you see that, it's actually that circle you're seeing.
It's not going this way, it's going this way.
It's going this way. That circle is actually a sphere with another sphere hovering on the inside of it with fucking beams. I'm sorry, I swear.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah, with beams on the outside of it just floating and hovering there, and that's happening. We just have no way of mapping that right now. We can look at it 2-dimensionally.
Yeah.
It's like, so how does that apply to everything else? that must apply to the entire universe then. You can make galaxy shapes.
Totally.
With this sand flowing, spiraling galaxies. Well, in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, they say something, God created created the cosmos and the lands with his word. Well, what is word? It's sound. It's a sound. He probably didn't say Shazam.
Totally, right? Like
Created it, but there's a constant background hum in space. The earth has a tone. Have you ever sat there and it's real quiet and you hear that ringing in your ears?
Yeah, not all the time, but I know what you're talking about.
That ringing in your ear, there's always a sound. There's no matter what, there's sound.
Definitely.
And what got this planet moving? What got the ants moving the way they're moving, or the rivers flowing the way they're flowing?
Definitely.
If you look at plants, they grow in a spiral. They the little
seeds. Yeah, like the vines.
They grow in spirals on their way up, and it's like there's spirals all over the place. The conch shells, the pine cones, sunflowers, everything. I was what is this? Why isn't this being taught in math class as well? Why is this ancient geometry that's found in caves around the entire planet from two civilizations that are 1,000 years apart?
Yeah.
The same picture of the same geometrical patterns in their place. What is going on? What am I not being told here? I had an issue with school because of a lot of this stuff. It's math class. I'm hey, teach me Pythagorean. I want to learn Fibonacci.
Right. Yeah.
What's with this Fibonacci sequence that's found in our DNA? It's the reason our fingers goes up in this pattern.
Right.
It's this Fibonacci I found is the flower of life is what it was like. Is what it was called. It's all these geometrical patterns are found within this one geometrical pattern. And if you look at the Sun Temple in China, it's what the Sun Temple is. It's the guardians of knowledge.
Okay.
And if you look outside the temple, there's these two giant lion statues. You probably see if you saw a picture.
I'm sure.
It's like the red. They got the red panels. But there's these two giant lions sitting out front of the gate.
I definitely think when you're putting that picture in my mind, it definitely rings a bell.
I might be able to pull it up while I'm talking. So in front of these temples, in front of this temple, there's these two lions, and they got their hands over this orb. Well, if you look real closely at the orb, it's that flower of life pattern that you.
Okay.
Pattern.
Yeah.
They're the guardians of knowledge.
Okay. So it's all knowledge. Connected.
It's all over the place. The Egyptians were working with this. The pyramid structures, those shapes from the plutonic solids, they were all working within this Metatron's pattern. And that was just I was looking for this.
Well, while you're looking for that, man, we could talk about this for hours.
I'm sure
I literally could.
Yes.
But I wanted to thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Yes.
It was really awesome.
I would love to have you again. We can ramble and we can get lost in another rabbit hole.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. I could go off.
So where can the people find you?
Where can people find me? You hit up my Instagram, Tolley's World, TOLLEYSWORLD, Tolley's World.
Perfect. I'll put it right under you.
Thank you very much.
You can find me at Just Koryzma on everything. And then, so don't forget to like, subscribe, hit, if you like the videos, please hit subscribe, check out the other stuff.
Definitely do it.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Yes.